about 2025 and claim your authority. Jeanette Call, the Executive Director and Founder of Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, is here to tell us why not to underestimate our role in governance. Good morning. Welcome to Smile. How are you?
Thank you, Neville. Thank you, Delia.
Good morning.
Tell me quickly about JAMP. You started that. Why and what do you do?
Sure, great. First, I'll start with what we're not. We're not an anti-corruption watchdog, as the media tends to cast us. And it's not semantics. We are a pro-accountability monitoring organization, yeah? Corruption is just a little bit of accountability. There's waste in government, there's mismanagement, and there's corruption. And what we want, Neville, is we spend a lot of money paying that $1.2 trillion. This is the budget that is going to take care of us for the next 12 months. We believe as citizens that we have to mind our business. So JAMP focuses on accountability, not for everything government is doing, but on managing our money and trying to get the best value out of our taxes.
And only government you deal with?
And only government.
Right.
Public funds, getting the best out of that.
Okay. That's an important thing. Now, you say we are owners.
Yes, ma'am.
I like to say we're not renting a space.
I love that
in
already.
Jamaica, we are owners.
Right, yeah.
What difference should that make in terms of our perspective on how we become proactive as citizens?
Perfect. Great start, Delia. I think the best analogy is the one we hear all the time. NHD say, look, when people are rent and then them start paying mortgage, you see the whole shift. It starts in the mind and it starts in their behavior. Mm-hmm. It's not that you're not taking care of the property, but if somebody come and damage it, well, I know for me, I rent it, I go call the landlord. But the day you start to pay mortgage and it is your investment, what happens? There's a mindset shift, and the way you start to invest in the property and make it look good now changes. So if Jamaicans began to realize that all the money that's in the bank, right, the 1.2 trillion is really us as a collective, and stop seeing it as government money, there is going to be a mindset shift. When I walk into NHT, I'm a part owner of that building, yeah? That's what I am. I should walk in like this, never, not like this, right? So I'm trying to get citizens to recognize there has to be a change here first in terms of who we are. When we start to see crown land, not as government land and people are squat, but hold on there, I go on my property. Never. When the JUTC bus is coming and somebody throw a stone, my God, look what them do for government bus. Hold on the boss man, I'm my property that whole strain. You see the shift? Because if someone throw a stone at your car, you're not going to walk past and say, could they? Take out your phone and video. So it's the ownership shifting away from I'm just a citizen, which talks about where I belong, to talking about what belongs to me. That is going to be a game changer. Yeah.
Specifically for this interview, you're linking everything to voting. I think. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
But even if I don't vote, I pay property tax, I pay all kind of different taxes. So am I still not an owner, even though I never say, well, I voted for Jeanette or I voted for
Well, I would say you're an owner never simply by your birthright. This beautiful, tiny little document. When I used to think about the Constitution, I used to picture this. But this is the Constitution. It's as small as any textbook for high school. And this, on the first pages, deal with who's a citizen. So by my birthright, I'm entitled to have a say. The next thing, you're right, is if I go there and I buy a phone card, at 25% me adding to that fee, not government, for the people of Jamaica.
Right.
Yeah? And so it gives me a right to talk. Now, I might not, as you say, be able to vote, but people long before them can vote, I buy a phone card.
Right.
So I should have a say, because my money is in the pot that is providing for us.
But you're still suggesting that voting is a good way to go.
It's crucial, but I actually
Why
don't
is it crucial?
And I love that, because I was about to correct my own self, never, so thank you for that. So we have had about 19 times at the polls since elections. Ask any Jamaican, ask the cameraman, ask the people, the team back there, how much of a difference has it made for the vision that we're carrying in our heart for who we know we can be? Voting has not changed that much. People tell you all the time, why not make no difference which side? My belief is the vote is important, but the voice is more important. And what does that mean? Engaging, participating, and beginning to act like the owner, and we don't stop there, the financier of everything government does, and we don't stop there, the employer. That is the role, and we need to stand in it and claim it, reclaim it.
It's an interesting thing for me, Jeanette. From my perspective, I often say the people who engage most in the political process, they're the ones that go to the meetings, then visit the MP office, they activate politics in the way that they know how.
Yeah.
There's another set of people who will say, oh, it doesn't work and I'm not getting involved. But the people at a certain level know that it works when they vote.
Oh, it does for what they need.
What's the difference in the mindset?
I like that because I'm maintaining it's a mindset shift. And the video that TVJ saw that you asked me to come in and talk about this is saying we need to redefine our relationship. There's a relationship between those who are governing and those who are being governed.
Right.
Now, those who you say are in the line, the majority there, know what they want from the MP. I'll give you a little quick story. I'm going up to Birdsucker one day to go look for some family friends. And when we got there, politics talk, and I said, guys, who's your MP? Nobody in the house, no. This upper Toucan Drive, right? Middle class, upper mid class. So I said, guys, nobody in this room, we're talking politics and you don't know who the MP is. I said, I bet you if I drive, go back down the road to Birdsucker, you know that little, I bet you down there if I go there, say, oh, you want to talk to him, hold on the lady.
Correct.
Not just know the name, but know how to reach it.
Correct.
Because their needs are being satisfied when they join the line. However, what are the needs of the middle class? What do I want, Neville? I want good governance, I want to be a part of the conversation. I really don't want for the next 3 months for two parties to be coming to me to tell me whether or not I want bus, whether them new or old, or I want subsidized taxes. I think we should have a people's manifesto where the people of Jamaica, especially in 2025, where we can quickly with AI, collectively say what we want, and the two parties referencing what we, the people, say we want, tell us who has the better job of actualizing it. So that's what I think the middle class must be clear on. We want good governance, we want engagement. We want, if our Prime Minister, just an example, guys, makes a policy decision that says, I have $1 billion, yeah? I have $1 billion and I'm taking care of the society for the next 12 months and I'm just going to give away 20,000 to 50,000 people because I think that's a compassionate thing to do. The middle class supposed to say, boy, me carry my daughter go down a Victoria Jubilee or down a Bustamante and them never even have a ventilator. And I'm supposed to say, I want a say in how that $1 billion is shared. Now, there's a certain set of people who are not thinking there. That's okay. One day they'll get there. But for those of us whose mindsets are on governance and we want to see the entry points to engage, I want a government who will show me the path to what? Engaging them and being able to make a difference with the policy that they're setting.
Yeah. I brought it up because, to me, as you said, their needs are met. And so they know that this vote is tied to my needs being met. And I feel like that's why their needs are met. Their vote works for them.
Right.
So when the middle class and upper say voting doesn't work, I find it's a cop-out because I feel like if they tie their vote to what they need to make it work, it will make a difference.
A politician once said to me, this was 2013, Jeanette, you say you want to be a change agent. I have one thing to say to you. Ask yourself who talking to us and what am I say? And that's where he left it, Neville. I had to think about it and figure out what he was trying to say to me, and I think it's what Neville is saying. He wants power, for good or for himself, whatever reason. He's saying, who's talking to me? So I am going to talk back to the people who are in the line giving me what I want. So he was saying, Jeanette, if you want good governance, you have to get the other people them who feel the same like you to come join the line. So I will care about what they want. By the way, Neville and Delia, we're driving on the same roads, whether we think we're rich, poor, and not so rich. We drive on the same roads. We have to go to the same hospitals. If the house catch a fire, we need to have the hydrant with water. So we can go and talk about we don't have no needs. We have enough.
Yeah. I know you're brilliant, but I don't think you can think for people.
No.
Why is only 38% of people vote?
I love these anecdotal things to keep it real. I have two amazing young ladies that work in my office, right? And they came and they had no interest in working. They've been with Jam for about 2 years. And Neville, you say me brilliant. I try every day. I fling every argument I could. I failed. And then one day I decided a book club. Justice David Batts wrote a book on the Constitution during COVID, God bless his soul. And so I said, you know what, team, we're going to read this. Every week we're going to read a chapter. And Delia, at the end of the first chapter, Ika came over to me and said, Miss J, me have to go vote. I was like, what? You know what happened to her? And this is the power of education and knowledge. We have some gaps to fill. Ika understood. She said, none of the two of them now make no difference for her. She come from St. Anna, when she go down there, she don't see no change. But she said, Miss J, I saw what this country had to go through to give me the right or the option, and I value that fight. I have to vote.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all it comes down to is the principle, not me. I am not into this thing about the two of them are the same. No, policies are different. Politicians are changing. Leaders change. Jamaica is leader-centric. I, for one, look at leader, because wherever the leader go, everybody will go. So I do it for the principle, but I also believe in shaping policy. And if somebody's talking about the policies that matter to me, I'm going to engage in, and I'm going to vote.
I remember this lady right here on TVJ, on news, and she said she voted for Delia. And she said the reason she voted for Delia is because Delia gave her money. True story, I'm telling you. And she said, if Neville come and give me more money, I will vote for Neville. And she said, you know why? Yeah. Because after I vote for them, I don't see them again.
Yeah, and I was...
Which is what she said. So she said she's willing for anybody give her more money. Yeah. She's going to vote for them. Because she said, that's it. She said, after that, you don't see them.
Neville, can I tell you something? I'm not here because I'm wasting time. I believe in what I'm doing, but I am not starting from the perspective that I need to reach 100% of Jamaicans with our message. I'm not yet able to reach that person, just like I wasn't able to reach Ika at one point, but there was a shift. I'm going after 1% of the population of Jamaica. 1%. Why? I get to live in a jurisdiction where when I see government, I go down a road and the people of Jamaica say, where I go? May I go lean in upon that? I see the parliament shift so many times. It has never taken 30,000 people, which is roughly the 1%. So never. Jeanette is starting with the people who have already woken up to a certain degree and are hungry, and we're going the route of public education. That's the route to awakening them and empowering them. If we get that 1% to engage, Delia, the change will come. So I'm just letting you know, I'm not trying to get those on the 90. I'm starting with those who understand the importance of governance and participation and willing to say the Constitution need to change. I need to have a say in how this budget is made. Those are the first people, and then we'll continue to move forward. It's doable, Delia. The 1% is there. Yeah.
Where people can get the Constitution.
As for this, the ministry was fantastic. They handed out these at all public events. So if you contact the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, but if not, the printing press downtown on Duke Street has copies.
Okay.
This is much harder to get because nobody now asks for the budget.
And I don't think anybody would understand it.
Well, that's another thing. We're trying to teach citizens how to read it. It's a fascinating thing.
But I think people would want to
the Constitution for sure.
To start.
Because some of us, and I say us deliberately, not to affair with everything in the Constitution.
It defines the relationship between the governed and those being governed, and it defines the power we have and what we don't have. But never, we have more than we think.
Great to see you. Good job.
To be here.
God bless you. Executive Director and founder of Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JAMP, and her name is Jeanette Calder. Thanks again for coming.
Up next, election observers wanted